few weeks ago, I did a video on what it's like to be a single mum. The reality of being a single mum, the pressure, the joys, the burdens, and everything else that goes with it. And I had a lot of people that engaged with that video, that a lot of people watched that video. So I thought I would do a single mum / parenting series every single Monday for a few weeks and just see how it goes. Now, I've been a single mum since I was 6 months pregnant. I don't say how old my son is, so I won't say how long that's been, but it's been a while, and I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about co-parenting, and I've never felt comfortable talking about it before, but I am feeling more comfortable and more confident sharing my story. So I thought that I would start a series on everything I've learned being a parent and being a single parent and co-parenting with my ex-husband. If you don't know me, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo mum to one, and on this channel I talk everything parenting, frugal living, budgeting, mum life, and everything else in between. So if you like that kind of thing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about co-parenting and how I co-parent with my ex-husband. Now, online and offline, I get a lot of comments saying how well that I co-parent with my ex-husband and my ex-husband co-parents with me. And I've even had people say that when they split up with their partner, they thought it would be just like my ex and I co-parent. They thought it would be like that. What these people don't see, and what you don't see, is when this all started, it was not like this at all. It has took a lot of work, a lot of healing, and a lot of compromise on both sides. This hasn't happened overnight. This has taken years and years for us to get to the point we're at now. And I'm very protective of it. I highly respect my ex-husband. I still love my ex-husband, but I'm not in love with him. I love him because he is the father of my son. And I will go into that in a little while, because a lot of people still think I'm in love with him, but I'm not in love with him. I'm not. Absolutely not in love with him. That ship has far sailed, but I think highly of him, and I love him because he helped me create the most important person in my entire life. But I wanted to talk about the co-parenting journey, how we got to where we are, and how we work together now. So let's start from the beginning. Now, I'm going to tell you my story, but this is my story from my point of view. My ex-husband will have a completely different story from a completely different point of view, because we are two separate people, and our experience, even though we went through it together, we looked at it differently. So his story is not right or wrong, and my story is not right or wrong. It's just the way that we perceived the situation that happened between us. I think when I realised that, and when I accepted the fact that he's not wrong or right and I'm not wrong or right, we both have our own truth, we both have our own story, and there's no need to argue over it. We just need to respect the fact that that is your story, but I saw it differently. And he has to respect the fact that this is my story, but he saw it differently. As co-parents, that was one thing that really, really helped me. I don't know if it helped him, but it definitely helped me realise that we just have to accept the fact that we both have different stories. And a lot of people say to me, when I say my story, how could you ever forgive him? How are you not like nasty to him? How are you not horrible to him? And there's no need to be. There's no need to be. He helped me create the most important person in my entire world. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have our son. We may have different children, but they wouldn't be our son that we have now. Our son is the way he is because he's got both our genetics. He's part of both of us. And the only reason he is the way he is because we created him together, not with other people. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have my boy. I can't hate him for that. I just can't. That's how I've always looked at this. I can't hate someone for giving me the most precious gift in my entire life. As I said, my ex and I split up when I was 6 months pregnant. He ended the marriage. He asked me to leave the family home, which I did. I left with my keys and my purse, and I had to get the solicitor to write a letter to allow me back in to get all my stuff. Again, please don't disregard him. Please don't have a go at him. Please don't call him names. He's a wonderful, wonderful man, a fantastic father, and he did what he thought was best at the time, right? So there's no need to disregard him or no need to be nasty to him. I will always protect him, and I will remove any comments that are nasty towards him because he's brilliant. After that, we went through about 2.5 years worth of court cases. There was DNA test done, which was stupid, but he had a right if he felt that there was anything wrong. There never was. It was always going to be his son. There was no cheating on my part in that relationship. But there was DNA test, there was court cases. Once the court case was finished, the outcome of that, because my son was still a baby, was that my ex would have him every Wednesday 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. and then he would have him every Saturday 10 till 6. But it started off 10 till 12 and then we gradually built that up over time because he was still a little baby at that point, which he needed his mother a little bit more, but he needed his dad as well. I used to take my son to his house, drop him off, then leave, and then I used to come back and get him. And that's how it was for years. During those drop-offs, it was very minimal chatting. It was a basic of what needs to be said. I can't remember completely, but I think I used to write down what had to be done. I used to give my son everything that he needed. It's all changed now, but this is what it was like right at the beginning. Any communication that we needed to have with our son was done via email. It wasn't even done by text. It was all done via email. So I had a separate email at that point where everything from him come to that email, so I knew I had to deal with it, or any solicitor letters or any mediation letters or emails that come through that specific email. It wasn't easy. It was very scary to have my son over. He was still a baby and I had no control of what was going to happen. There was a lot of anxiety on my part. I used to shut myself away when he went to his dad. I used to shut myself in the house. I wouldn't go anywhere. I wouldn't do anything. I would just be in the house because if my phone went, needed to go, I just wanted to be available to go. I was absolutely terrified. I was really, really nervous. So I didn't go anywhere or do anything for years because I was worried about what was going to happen. We still didn't see eye to eye. We still argued over a lot of things. My ex wouldn't come and talk to me when he had a problem. He went straight into mediation. So as soon as he had something that he had a problem with, rather than talk to me, he would go straight to mediation. And we went through mediation for about, a good few years. We went through mediation for a good few years. Now we don't do mediation. We talk like normal people. But at that point, we would only ever go through mediation, which was also quite costly as well. And then I hit 40 and we had a mediation at the age of 40. And I said, we're both in our 40s now. If we can't talk about this like grown adults, both of us are doing something wrong. And ever since then, everything changed. But from the very beginning to that point when I hit 40, it was really hard. We wouldn't talk. We would only talk through email or we'd only talk through mediation. We started talking when my sons went to school. It was very minimal. It was very civil. Still didn't like him very much. He didn't like me very much. And it was a very difficult and very uncomfortable time. However, even though it was uncomfortable for the both of us, every time my son had something at school, a nativity, we could go in and read books or whatever it may be, we always went together, even though it was uncomfortable, because it wasn't about us, it was about our son. And one thing since then, my ex and I have always said, no matter what our feelings are, no matter what he has done to hurt me or I've done to hurt him, our son has done nothing. He's done absolutely nothing. So we need to put our feelings to one side so we can give him the best of us. And we've done that ever since. So when I spoke to him on the mediation the very last time and said, that's it, email stopped. I still do email him, but only with like holiday dates. Like, oh, these are the summer dates. Are you okay with that? If any problems, you can't do one, let me know and I'll change it. So very flexible. But other than that, we call each other. We text each other. There's video calls when my son's with him or when he's with me and he hasn't seen one of us for a few days. There'll be a FaceTime. I'll go for a coffee with my ex-husband at least once a month or once every other month, where we go and we sit down and we chat about everything to do with our son, where we think he's improving, where we think he needs work, what are the next steps, especially like going to school, or when he goes up to, he's not there yet, but when he goes up to secondary school, like we will sit and have a conversation about that. So we do go and have a chat at least once a month or once every other month, or as and when is needed. But we get on absolutely brilliantly now. A lot of people still think that we are together. When we were at the football and I said, oh no, like we're divorced, they're like, are you really? Like, are you really divorced? And it's because we work together. Now, a co-parenting relationship will not work if both of you don't co-parent. You can't co-parent on one side. A co-parenting relationship is not, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, a co-parenting relationship is not, oh, they go to their dad's every other weekend and I haven't, that's co-parenting. No, a co-parenting relationship is working together for the best of your child. That's what to me, that's what a co-parenting relationship is. It's not the fact that I get a break every other weekend or I get a break every Wednesday because my ex has him for a bit of a longer period. It's the fact that we actually work together, we make decisions together. When he's played up at school, we talk about and we decide on any consequence he might have. We do that together. That's co-parenting in my eyes. That, in my opinion, that's what a co-parent does. Now, if you are someone that wants to do that, but your partner is someone that doesn't, you can't have a co-parenting relationship. But you can do the best that you can do. So you can do what's always right for your child. And even if your ex-partner has cheated on you, severely hurt you, and you're like angry at him and you're traumatized by it, and trust me, I was 6 months pregnant when my marriage ended and I was traumatized. It's very difficult and it takes a lot of willpower and a lot of work on your side to say, no matter what I think of him, he deserves a relationship with his kids. Now, I know a lot of you are going to come at me, well, what if they're abusive or what if they're that? If your kids are in danger, that's a completely different story. If you are worried that your ex-partner would hurt or harm your child when they are in their care, that's a whole different story about keeping your child away from them and getting people involved that may be able to help. We did, when my ex first started seeing my son, we actually went to a children's centre and he started seeing him there because he'd never had a child before. And he, like me, I never had a child before. His family didn't live in the town we live in. They live in Wolverhampton. We don't. We live about an hour away. So I was nervous of handing my son over to a very inexperienced person. I was very lucky. I had my entire family around me and my brother had had a child 8 weeks before I did. So I was able to go to them and work with them and have that relationship and that support, but my ex didn't have any. So we went to a children's centre just for 3 or 4 sessions, just so my ex had a little bit of support and a little bit of help. And then we started taking him to the house. And I will tell you what the schedule is and how much my son sees his dad at the end of this video. But now it's much different and it's much better than where it was. But if you feel that you're nervous of handing your children over out of someone being harmful, maybe there's some drink or drugs or some kind of substance abuse somewhere, then you have every right to get somebody else involved to help with that process. We went through something called Kafka's. I didn't think that my ex would harm my son. I think there was never any physical or substance abuse from either of us. And I was very nervous of my ex having him with no experience. So we went through Kafka's, through the courts, just to get that ball rolling. So if you feel that your children will be in any harm, then you do the right thing by you. I'm lucky. I know my ex wouldn't hurt our son at all, completely trust him. So therefore we can have a very good co-parenting relationship, which is what the aim of it really is. But it does take both people to co-parent. So if you are the only person that is willing to co-parent, you have to put your children's feelings and their needs and their wants before your own when it comes to seeing the other parent. It's really important that they see that other parent because they need to have that bond with them. Now, if for any reason it doesn't work out or the mum or the dad decide not to see the children, then that's not your problem. You just need to be that safe and supportive person there for your child. That's their problem, not your problem. You just need to be there for your kid. My ex was there for our son, always has been, always will be. He's a fantastic dad, but it took work on both sides. So if your ex isn't willing to work on it, just work on you. Just work on you. Do the right thing by your son and let them do what they think is right. If they're not willing to co-parent, that's not on you. Just work on you. Just work on you being the best you can be. Work on healing yourself, being respectful and civil to the other person. If they want to cause an argument, let them argue with themselves, because if they argue with themselves, then they're going to have to stop the argument. Don't argue, don't engage. That's the best advice I would give you. If they want to keep causing arguments, just ignore it. Just go, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I understand. I'm not agreeing with anything, but I understand. And then just walk away. And then just carry on doing what you do. It's about healing you. I think that's a big thing. You need to work on yourself. You need to just focus on what you can do as a parent and be the best co-parent on your side as you can be. Now, if the other person is not willing to meet you halfway, that's their problem. You will get angry, you will get frustrated, but don't engage. Just don't engage, because eventually it will stop, because they're not getting their own way. And sometimes that's what you need to do. Also, being a co-parent, it's a lot of healing on your side as well. You have to heal from the pain that was caused in the breakup. And again, it wasn't your child's fault of why you've broken up. The child has got nothing to do with it. So always put their feelings and their needs and their wants above your pain of a breakup. And then you deal with your breakup with your friends, your family, and in your time. And I know it sounds really hard to do that, but these are kids. They're just kids. They didn't ask to be born. They didn't ask to be in the world. They didn't ask to have you both as parents. You've either planned it or you didn't plan it, but you decided to keep your child. Now you need to do what's best for them. So I'm lucky, I've got a co-parent who's willing to meet me halfway. But if you don't have that, just focus on your own journey, be the best co-parent you can be and the best parent you can be, and then just let that happen and play out however it wants to play out. Because the more you just focus on you being the best parent and co-parenting the best of your ability that you can with what you're working with, and with you healing from the pain that they may have caused you, you are a safe parent. And that's what you need to be. You need to be the safe parent. So just focus on you if you've got someone that's not willing to co-parent. Now, if you have someone that's willing to co-parent, like I have, and I'm very fortunate that I do have someone to co-parent with, it didn't happen overnight. It's took work. So if you're in the start of a breakup and you're wondering how we got to where we got, it didn't happen overnight. It took years and years, but it took both of us putting our son first. It took both of us healing ourselves. It took both of us to compromise with each other and meet in the middle. Sometimes you're going to have to back down, but you don't have to go, yes, you do what you want to do. I didn't do that. My ex came and go, this is what I want. It's like, okay, that's not what I want. So where can we meet in the middle? I don't want to do what you want. You don't want to do what I want. So where's the middle ground? And then we would sit and we would talk and we would throw things in until we found something that we are both happy with. And that's how you co-parent. You can both have completely opposite opinions. You can both want completely different things. You don't have to argue over it. You can say, I can see where you're coming from. They can see where you're coming from. Let's throw it all in together and let's find somewhere in the middle that we can meet. And that's how we co-parent. And over time, we have slowly built a friendship. My ex is welcome to come into this house whenever he wants to see him. My ex is welcome to phone us whenever he wants to speak to our son. We usually do text each other, are you free for a video call? And like last week I was in Tesco and I said, no, I'm in Tesco, give me 30 minutes. And then I texted him when I got home because we're home now whenever. And then he would have a video call with our son. And he was on there for about 35 minutes. And he'd done that like 2 or 3 times in the week because he was away. And I don't have any problem with it. I'm not rolling my eyes or anything else. I'm like, yeah, there you go. Off you go. He asked if he could see our son last week because he hadn't seen him for a week. Could he have him for a couple of hours? Yep, it's fine. Send him off. What did I do? Come home, clean the bathroom in peace. So you can co-parent. It's easy to co-parent, but you both need to do it. And the tips I give you is, number one, put your child or children's needs first. Number two, heal the pain. That's the most important thing, heal the pain. Number three, be the best parent and co-parent you can be on your side. And number four is to compromise with anything that you feel you need to. So you don't always have to agree. You don't have to always fight. But you can both have different opinions and try and find a middle ground. Now, my ex and I, we're pros at this now. So if he comes to me saying something, I go, oh, I'm not sure on that. Can we discuss it? And we'll be like, yeah, do you want to meet for a coffee? And we'll go and meet for a coffee before we pick him up from school, and we'll have a chat. And we'll decide together what the best outcome is. Does my ex still annoy me? Absolutely. Really, yes. Yeah. Just like a married couple would. Yes, he still annoys me. Right now, and if I don't know if he watches my channel, right now the only thing that's annoying me is he's booking a holiday for the summer and he hasn't booked it yet. So I don't know the dates. So I can't arrange my summer. And that is literally the most annoying thing there is, because he's not organised. But we laugh about it and we talk about it and we ask each other how our lives are. So how's your mum and dad? How's the family? You know, his nephew's turning big 18 this year. So like, oh wow, it's amazing. Like, I was there when he was like a baby and now he's 18. So, you know, we're able to do that. But it takes those 5 things, and it takes patience. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of work. So if you are in the middle of a breakup and you have to start co-parenting, put your child's needs first. I know you're in pain, and I know you're angry, and I know you're scared, and I know it hurts so much. And I know that you're probably reacting from pain rather than responding from logic. You're using your emotion, not your logic. Sometimes we need to put our emotion to one side and we need to use our logical brain. And then once we've got everything sorted, then we can go back to the emotion. But right now you need to use your logical brain for the best for the children. Put them first. Then work on you and heal from what you've gone through. Because that's the best thing. Once you heal, you can get on with your ex-partner much better. Compromise, patience, you need it all. But again, if you've got another parent that's not willing to co-parent, then be the best co-parent you can on your side and be the best parent you can be, so you are safe for your children. You are that safe space. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be easy, but it can be done. And now my ex has him every single Wednesday after school until after football, which can either be sometimes 7 o'clock, sometimes 8 o'clock. I just like, they come home when they come home. Every other weekend, he picks him up from school on a Friday. He has him all weekend, drops him back off at school on a Monday, and then I pick him up on Monday. When it comes to half-term holidays, where it's just 1 week, we do half a week each. So I have Monday, Tuesday, and half a Wednesday, and my ex will have half a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That also depends on the weekend our son breaks up from school. So he breaks up from school on a Friday, but it's my weekend. I'll have him Monday, Tuesday, and half a Wednesday. Then my ex will have him the other half a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But if it's my ex's weekend when they break up from school, we just swap those weeks over. And that's just how we do it. The same with Easter, we do exactly the same, but the bank holidays in the court order is that we alternate our bank holidays. So 1 year my ex will have 3 of the bank holidays and I'll have 2, and the following year I'll have 3 of the bank holidays and he'll have 2. So he's had Good Friday and 1 of the May bank holidays this year. I've had Easter Monday, the other May bank holiday, and the August bank holiday. So next year my ex will have 3 of them and I'll have 2 of them. When it comes to summer holidays, we basically do the same on the weeks. So Monday, Tuesday, half a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We line it up with the weekend, so we get a little bit longer with him. But we also have 7 days throughout the holiday where we just have our son. So my ex will take him on holiday for 7 days. I won't see him. And then when he comes back, I have him for a full 7 days and my ex won't see him. But we do have video calls so we can still talk to him through that time. And if our son ever says, I want to talk to mum, I want to talk to dad, we just do a video call. When it comes to Christmas, what we do at Christmas time is we do exactly the same. We do half the week. However, we split Christmas. If you've been here long enough, you know. I have Christmas Eve and Christmas Day morning. Then my ex has Christmas Day afternoon and Boxing Day. And then next year, it switches over. So he'll have Christmas Eve and Christmas Day morning, and I'll have Christmas afternoon and Boxing Day. And that way we always get to have at least 1 year where we're waking up with our son on Christmas morning. It's always been like that for us, and it works for us. But that is how we do it. Now, there is no right or wrong way of how you do Christmas or how you do holidays. There's no right or wrong way. You just got to do what works for you. So how I do it with my ex works for the three of us, our family. That's my family. My ex-husband and my son is my family. A dysfunctional one, but it's mine. And I love it. And I'm very protective of my ex. I'm extremely protective of my son. But this little family unit that we have, that's mine. That's mine. And I own it, and I'm proud of it. And I love both of them. And it works. And all three of us are happy with the way things are. And the other week, my son did shout at me in the middle of the football pitch where lots of parents were there. And my ex grabbed my son, took him off to one side, had a word with him, told him not to disrespect me, and my son came and apologised to me. So even though we are not married, there is no way that we will ever get back together again, because it doesn't work. We work so much better this way than we would if we were together. It doesn't work. We don't work that way. He still respects me, and I respect him. But it has took many, many years to get to that point that we're at now. And I haven't got anybody else in my life. And as far as I'm aware, he hasn't got anybody in his life. Our life revolves around our son. And maybe one day we will meet other people. And I hope that when we meet those other people, that we can all get on. But I've always said, not to my ex, but to my family, if I met someone that wanted to get in the middle of my little family and cause disruption, that person has to go. Because you are not messing this up. You can come and join the family as long as you're going to be a good seed with it, as long as you're going to be a good person, as long as you're going to be respectful. You can join my family. But if you're going to come in and you're going to cause problems, then that person will be the first person to leave. Because no one's messing up my family. Even though I'm not with him, he's important to me. And just want to make it very clear, because it probably sounds very much that I'm still in love with my ex. And I'm not in love with him at all. I'm not. I'm really not. I love him because he helped me create the most precious thing in my entire universe. If it wasn't for him, our son wouldn't be our son. So even though it was a horrendous breakup, and even though it has been a difficult journey, I would do it all over again to have what I have now. I hope that helps. If I'm going to continue doing some parenting and solo parenting videos for you, just so that maybe you can get some ideas or not feel less alone. Mainly the reason I do these videos is because I don't want people to feel alone. I don't want people to feel like they don't know if this is right or wrong or whatever. Because when I was going through it, I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how to think. I don't know how to be. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I don't know if I'm doing this wrong. I feel this way. I feel so alone. I've been there. So I wanted to share my story and share the things that I've learned along the way so that hopefully you won't feel so alone. So if you are a solo parent and you're going through this right now, then drop me a heart in the comment box below. And I'm always in the comments. I try and get back to you as soon as I can, but I'm very busy. But I will always get back to my comments. So just do drop me a comment and I will get back to you. But you're not alone and you can do it. You can do it. And it will be amazing when you can. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it and I really hope that it helped you. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like. And if you know someone that's going through this journey and you think it will help them, don't forget to share it with them as well. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope whenever you're watching this, you're having a good morning, good day or good evening. And I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.